All right, 2K fans, as you can see, I finally did it. I finally got my jump shot video all put together. So we're gonna talk about a couple of things in this video. First of all, we're gonna go over my jump shot. Now, the jump shot base that I go with is jump shot 63. The release 1 is John Wall. The release 2 is Steph Curry. Now, the reason why I chose these two releases is because essentially your releases also affect the visual cue of your shout out to dribble, your turnaround jumper, and every last one of your other modified versions of your jump shot. So when it comes down to it, I wanted to go with a cue that I've used well and that I know well. And so I'm messing around with a few other releases and seeing how they affect my other jump shots. But this is the combination that I go with for my small forward. I got a couple other builds that I'm going to be testing jump shots out with, but I haven't really tweaked with those builds yet because I'm still looking for the best point guard build for myself. I think I landed on that two-way playmaker at point because like I said, I really like the little bit of a defensive assistance that I get from my attributes as well. So with this jump shot, I go with a 45-55 blend between John Wall and Steph Curry. It's the sweet spot for me. And if you got a small forward that's 6'7" to 6'9" range, give the jump shot a try. Essentially, when you're trying out jump shots, I would always say try your jump shots in your my court, but you can't truly see their effectiveness until you play in game. So you'll essentially see if a jump shot feels good and you're getting a lot of good releases in your my court. Try that jump shot out in game, because what you'll end up getting is you'll end up getting some slightly lates, some slightly earlies, but you'll find yourself hitting a lot more excellent, a lot more consistent with those jump shots that are giving you good releases in your my court. And that's just based on my own little investigation of trying jump shots out. And so like I'm looking to put a few more jump shots together, one with a higher jump base, and so I've been testing out jump shot 77 as a base, and I'm gonna tell you what I come up with that when I finish testing it out across all game modes. I rate all my jump shots on a bronze to gold level, and bronze usually means that it's a good jump shot for me overall. Silver means that it's good in 2 game modes. Gold means it's good in all 3 and I can hit consistent. Platinum means that I can hit a high number of excellent shots, perfect releases, green releases in all game modes, not just 1 or 2. So when it comes down to it, I haven't put together a shot yet to me that hit that platinum level, but I did put together some shots that hit the gold standard for me. So another thing I want to talk to y'all about, 2K and whether they're getting better. Now, essentially, I've been playing a lot more at the park, and I've had me a few runs going. I'm starting to get my plus minus, when it comes down to my park record, starting to break even. That's my first step, is to break even and then focus on building upward. I don't necessarily care too much about my park record. Like when it comes down to it, I essentially go to the park and want to play great games, want to play with people who essentially want to have fun. A win is always going to be a win, and at the end of the day, I don't look for the validation from a win. I love the win. I don't like to lose. The losses that hurt the worst are the ones where it's like you played great ball, but when I play those games and I get those losses, I'm playing again, because the simple fact is it's like, oh man, that was a tough one to eat, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm having fun. I've been avoiding going to ProAM walk-on, mainly because I put my team together and still trying to fill a few spots. So I've been messing more around with the Team ProAM, and when my team and I can get together and we can get online, we try to at least have 4 people. But there were a couple of things I kind of wanted to talk about when it comes down to Team ProAM. Now, the one thing of all the things that I would like to see actually change in Team ProAM is who is allowed to make the team adjustments. You know, I don't like that it's essentially given to the point guard, because, you know, I have cats on my team who are power forwards in their running point or small forwards in their running point, and it's because they have that playmaking ability. Now, I don't mind that, but, you know, when it comes down to it, I would much prefer that if on my team that either myself as the team owner can make the adjustments, or like say for instance, if I'm not on the court, or I'm not playing with the team, somebody else is playing with the team and everything like that, then I would like that it says, okay, the higher overall rated player can make the adjustments, or the person with the most Team ProAM games played. You know, those kind of things I feel should be deciding factors in who's allowed to make the adjustments. Because there was one essential time where I had a guy on my team, my boy Bones, when he was running point. Now he doesn't make the adjustments, you know, like everybody else. So he doesn't quickly make the adjustments, and that's because he's not used to having to make the adjustments. He runs the 2. So the guy who we usually have running the 1, he wasn't available at that time, and it's like they put him at the 1, they put Bones at the 1, and the problem was that he couldn't make the adjustments quick enough. So, you know, we couldn't make on the fly adjustments like normal. So it's something that we have to keep practicing and keep working at, and the only way we can practice and work at it is if they put him in at the 1 more often and everything like that, to make those defensive matchup adjustments and this, that, and the other. So I would much prefer if they have it set up where myself as the owner, or the highest overall rated player, or the person who's played the most Team ProAM games can be the one that make those adjustments on the fly. So that way, if you got somebody trying out with you, so say for instance, I'm looking for a point guard for the run with the team. And say for instance, if I'm looking for that point guard and I try somebody out and they can make defensive adjustments, but they've never made those adjustments before, you know, they're essentially having to do something that they haven't done before. So, you know, I would like to see a little adjustment like that occur, to make sure that these adjustments are being made a whole lot better, a lot more efficient. Now, a couple other things I want to touch up on is understanding shot contests. Like, a lot of people have been referring to Mike Wang's comment about asking whether heavily contested shots should be nerfed. Now, I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I don't necessarily care. I do believe that if you find the best shot and you take the best shot, that would be one of the bigger effects of deciding your shot outcome. And heavily contested shots, to me, aren't read properly all the time. There are certain shots where a person will close out, and you'll see that in this game as well. There are certain shots where a person will close out and they'll call it heavily contested, and it's like, okay, yeah, they heavily contested. There are other shots where a person will close out and they didn't heavily contest, like they closed out late or they got auto contest on, so like it's calling heavily contested or lightly contested off a shot that a person really never challenged. And so I make a higher percentage of those. Now, the ones that I do miss are the ones that are smothered, and to me, those are the only ones that are considered actually contested shots all the time, like right every single time. But there are shots like you saw that dribble pull up, and they considered that lightly contested, but it was an excellent release. And so when it comes down to it, if you catch a person off the dribble and catch them with that drop step or that step back, then effectively you can give them a nice shot, and for real, that shot would be considered lightly contested because a person didn't react on time. Then if a person's reacting on time and they're contesting those shots, then I'm all for those should make slight adjustments to those, because at the end of the day, you don't want to penalize somebody for playing great defense. But when it comes down to it, I believe that first they need to adjust what is considered a contested shot. Because a lot of contested shots are actually based off proximity. It's not always based off of defense, and that's where I have a problem with it. Watch the step back, and they consider that a contested shot. Like, they consider that heavily contested, and the problem with that is that it wasn't heavily contested. The step back caught him off guard and kept him going. He turned around and just kind of like leaned forward. It's not a heavily contested shot. If anything, it's a lightly contested shot, and that's why I said, like, it's based off proximity, and to me that's a little bit of an issue that needs to be worked out. And when they make that adjustment first, then I can see diving into making the adjustment for contested shots. So, like I said, man, I'm hoping you all are enjoying the footage. I know I'm dropping content inconsistently and trying to get that all figured out and set up. I don't just want to be dropping random nothing videos. And as you can see, check this back down. He tried to back me down, get me out of position, still step up and get the block. It's all about playing great defense. I have a two-way build, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it's still about playing great defense. And with the news about the 2K League and what the information we're hearing so far, man, I got more. I'm gonna talk about that and help you get prepared for that. I'm gonna go over what kind of builds you should be looking out for, what kind of builds you should be looking to build, especially depending on the kind of position that you want to play. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.